giant circle. It's going to be great. Should take about 30 minutes to get back here where I picked you up, guys. 30 minutes or so, if everything goes safe and well. Okay, it is my first day today. Just want it to go perfect. All the way to the end. Some of you guys just looked at me like you were really concerned about that statement. The rest of you didn't seem like you even heard it. But I'm going to go over safety rules. There are more than 30 bridges that we have to pass underneath, okay? Some of them are very low. So I need you to stay seated and watch your hands and elbows if you're on the edges. Okay, you don't have to move them now. Just keep an eye out, you know? It might get close to the wall. Just being honest. If you drop your cell phone in the river because of that, just raise your right hand. I'll raise mine. We'll start waving that thing goodbye together. You know, sorry, I don't stop for cell phones. Huh? Best I could do. Rule number 2, no smoking. Okay, no tobacco use allowed. Especially you right here on the left with the pigtails right there. No smoking. All right? Appreciate the respect. Last tip, guys, if you fall into the river for some odd reason, if you slip off the edge, try not to panic, stay calm, stand up and walk out, all right? It's 5 feet deep, you'll be fine. Yeah, this is a man-made portion. I wasn't here when they built it, but when they hired me, told me I was the perfect height for this job. Yeah. I trusted him, you know. Look over here on the right. You're going to see a statue on the sidewalk. It's right there in the green shirt and gray shorts. So there it goes. Statue. San Antonio de Padua. San Antonio, if you wonder where the city's name came from. The city was established by the Spanish using the Catholic Church. It was named after a Catholic saint, San Antonio. Although he was not Spanish, he was Portuguese. That statue was sent here to the city named after him as a gift sent from the city he was born in, sent from Lisbon, Portugal. It was a gift during a World's Fair that our city hosted back in 1968. That's also when they built this part of the river, guys. This is also man-made. 1968. The mall extension where I picked you up, it was added to this one in the 80s. They designed a shopping mall, extended the river into the middle of it. It's the youngest part of the river, and this was the first man-made extension to the river right here, 1960s. So the rest of the river is natural. Everything else that we're going to be traveling through is a body of water formation over 10,000 years old, with mud and rock underneath the water. I don't know why they just don't make those clothes. So we got to go into the natural river. We'll conduct a 2-mile circle and we'll come back to these man-made parts. See, the river is fed by an underground water spring. All the water you see here came from underground, bubbling up from the ground about 4 miles up north. And the river stays full and flows over 200 miles south into the Gulf of Mexico. This river never dries out and hasn't for 10,000 years. So this is the natural portion of the river here, with mud and rock underneath us. Look up ahead of us. You guys see this big Hilton? Palacio del Rio. A palace on the river.
He's a drone.
This Hilton has its own world record in the Guinness Book. It has 500 bedrooms, and it was built in 200 days. Hotel. 7.5 months, guys. It took the weekends and holidays off, but 7.5 months is all it took to build it and get the guests checked in. This is the fastest 500-room hotel ever built in the world. The bedrooms were built 8 miles away from here, in a warehouse. They used concrete and they molded these bedrooms individually, building 16 bedrooms a day, a lot like an assembly line. Then they started adding everything inside, plumbing, furnishings, and electronics. When the rooms got here, they had everything a hotel room needs. They had the beds were made, towels and soaps in the bathrooms, coffee makers, telephones, 70,000 pounds each. They used cranes, they lifted the rooms, and they stacked them onto the foundation and plugged everything in, like giant Lego blocks. 500 rooms, they stacked them all in just 48 days. That's it. 500 rooms. 3 days later, they opened. All the guests started checking in. 3 nights after the rooms were stacked, the people were sleeping in them. Now we're passing through the Arneson River Theater. This is the only river theater in the United States, guys. Look on the right first. This is the main stage. People, like singers and dancers, mariachis, they get to perform on the river itself all year. And on this side, we have the seats for guests. We lost the purse, it looks like. But yeah, 800 guests get to sit here and view the shows. 800 capacity. How many of you have watched the movie Miss Congeniality starring Sandra Bullock? Yeah. This is where they filmed the swimsuit model contest scene right here. I know, it was my favorite part of the movie too. You guys remember when Sandra played a song with wine glasses? That was filmed on a stage in front of the Alamo. You guys want a lot of cool history to check out, a lot more than I can give you in this 30 minutes, go inside this museum. They have artifacts in here that date back to the Spanish in the 16th century, 1600s and 17th century, I'm sorry, who built these villages here first. They have uniforms for the Spanish soldiers that were stationed here by the King of Spain. They even have a cannon that was used during the Battle of the Alamo in here. It's from 1836. But look back here, you see this sign? It says La Villita. Across the hills back there, you'll find those signs. La Villita, Spanish. This village is one of the oldest villages in the United States. The first mission the Spanish built here was in 1718. You guys know it as the Alamo. This is the village that was formed by the people that were building that mission for a place to live and to stay. When the mission was finally finished, this establishment started to grow vastly over the next couple of years. So far, it's grown into a 1.6 million population over the past 300 years. San Antonio is the 7th largest city in the United States today. We have made the top 10 list in the U.S., guys. Think about every city you know of in the U.S. We're top 10. Number 7. And that's where it all started 300 years ago. Look down on the right here where this family is hanging out, and you'll see an island in the river. We call it Marriage Island. We host 300 wedding ceremonies on it every year. Well, on the river. Most of them are on this island. This tree, it is the island, guys. It grew in the river. All the roots dried above the water level, made itself a body of land. All the weddings take place on the roots to that 400-year-old cypress tree called Marriage Island.